So the past 2 days, Mr. Chubby hasn't been eating a lot at home, and we thought it was because he was sick, and after he got better, he was still not eating. We realized that it's not that he doesn't want to eat. He is hungry, but we've been feeding him nothing but like baby porridge or baby rice. I guess it's too bland for him now, and he refuses to eat it despite being hungry. And my mother-in-law decided to try to feed him some seaweed soup that she made for us, and Mr. Chubby started gobbling it up. So that means that we have to start straying away from baby food and start feeding him regular food despite him only being 12 months old. I'm not sure if that's too early or not, but since it's like that, we've decided to let him eat the regular food that the nursery serves. So they have school lunch at the nursery with snacks and stuff. So we had to buy him a really cute, what do you call this, a lunch tray that they have to bring to school so they can put their food inside. Portioned, I guess. It's pretty cool. And here we have a sticker with his name, so the teacher remembers that this is his. This is the bag that it's supposed to be stored in. I'm not sure if he's going to be bringing this home daily or not, but anyways. And it comes with a metal spoon, wide spoon, and a not sharp but weird looking fork. Still adorable. Giraffes. Is this the right way? Yeah. But the thing is, what I'll need to do now, which I do for most of his other stuff that he brings to school, is we have to either put a sticker on it or sew a name patch on it. And we bought these fabric name patches, which I've sewed on a couple of his stuff, such as his dolls and things like that. The wifey does not know how to sew, so I'm the only one that's doing it. But yeah, so let's see. This one is probably too big. I have to go with the small one. Yeah, that looks good. Let's take a look. Alright, easy enough. Since it's yellow, get some yellow string. I've never used a yellow string before. So it's currently November, and it's pretty much been, let's see, when did I go back to work from maternity leave? It's pretty much been October. 2 months. 2 months since I went back to work, and currently working at a different campus than I was working at normally, and it's nice. I mean, I like to be back at work. I love teaching the new students. Majority of the new students are really sweet. They are hardworking, which is great, and they are really trying. I would say they're trying their best to do their work and improve their English, which is great. But now that I'm a parent and looking at these kids going to cram school day in and day out, it makes me think, if me and the family continue to stay in Korea, will I eventually also have to send Mr. Chubby to cram school when he gets older? Right? Because, education in Korea is so competitive, which is pretty much the same, I guess, in all Asian countries and stuff like that. You have parents spending lots of money sending their kids to math academies, English academies, and other extracurricular academies and things like that, and it's a lot of money. And being just an academy teacher, I think my salary is okay. It's not bad. I mean, since I've worked there for so long, but it's still gonna be very tough to send him to multiple academies. Not saying that he'll need to, but I'm not sure if he wants to in the future. I guess it depends if he wants to or not, and whether he really needs it or not. Right? I mean, I don't think you have to go to an academy to excel when it comes to learning new languages. Although it is helpful, I would say, when it comes to learning a new language, the more exposure you have with the language, the better, the faster you can master it. But, looking at these kids and, I try to talk with the kids and see how their regular life is. Damn it. I messed up. Alright, I messed up. Stupid. And things like that. And I've been hearing some really sad stories or messed up stories about parents and their kids. And one of the stories with the students I have that's in my class is that his dad is a doctor. I'm not sure what kind of doctor. I'm assuming he's a surgeon, because I'm not sure why I'm assuming he's a surgeon, but I think he's a surgeon. Might have heard it from my coworker that he's a surgeon. But nevertheless, the student of mine also has an older brother who is quite older than him, probably a good 5 or 6 years older than him. And, the mom is very worried all the time about how her son is doing in the academy, which, I mean, it makes sense because, they're paying a lot of money every month to send their kid to study and improve their language skills or whatever skills that they send their child to. So of course it is normal for them to be, worried about how their kid is doing, right? Whether they are excelling or not, and things like that. But I guess the mom is especially worried because she believes, or her husband believes, that she failed in raising their first son. And, apparently the doctor of a father is blaming the mom that the reason why he's not excelling academically is because she did not look after his studies enough. And yeah, so I'm not sure if what that entails. I mean, like, what kind of conversation they have, because it's not like I asked the mom. I'm overhearing this from my coworker that she heard from the mother herself. But overall, the oldest son did not excel academically, or is not excelling academically, and now is going into or focusing on sports. I think something like a boxer, or he's going into professional boxing or something as a high school student. And the dad, who is a doctor, of course, is not happy with that. I guess with Asians, especially for Asians who are considerably successful, they it's not only Asians. I'm sure it's with all people who are very successful with their lives but want their children to follow in their footsteps. So which means that damn it, I messed up again. Being that he's a doctor, he's definitely gonna want his children to be, I guess, a doctor like him. And if they don't excel in school, if their English ability is not good, if their math ability is not good, they're not going to be able to go into med school, I guess. So the mom is feeling a lot of pressure with her second son, and wants to make sure that the second son doesn't end up being a failure like the first son. Which, I mean, is the first son a failure? If he is doing well in life, although he's not in a he's not excelling academically, but he's doing well in whatever he chooses to do, I think that's fine, despite it being like, boxing, which can be dangerous and whatnot. But yeah, that's that story. And then today I was teaching a mid-tier level class, I would say intermediate class, and we were doing writing. And the students in this class, majority of the students in this class are struggling with writing summaries of stories and things like that. And we have one student who is in the 4th grade. So if he's in the 4th grade, that means he's 8, 9, he's only 10 years old. And he his English ability, his grammar and everything is very good. All the older students in the same class were very amazed with his ability to answer the questions in class and in writing essays and things like that today. And they were like sort of praising him, like, wow, he's a genius and stuff like that. And the kid is like, no, I'm not a genius, because my mom says I am 2 years behind my friends or his peers in school. And I heard that, I'm like, dude, you're only like 10 years old, and your English ability, and he has really good knowledge of history. He loves to read and stuff. So he, and he loves science as well. So he always tries to talk about history and science and stuff like that. And I'm like always blown away by his knowledge. And he's telling me today that his mom, or he's telling the whole class today, saying that his mom says he is 2 years behind his peers. And I'm like, what do you expect from your kid? I mean, he's already doing so well. Why are you still not satisfied and telling your child that you're not doing as well as you should be because everybody is doing better than you? And, it's just so toxic, I feel, after hearing that story. Talked to my coworker about it, and she was like, yeah, he goes to a private school. And so maybe, since they go to private schools, the kids who go to private schools tend to do better, I guess. Yeah, they do. I would have to say they do. If I compare all the students that I have, compare the ones that go to private school and the ones that go to public school, the ones that go to private are better skilled in English than the ones who go to public school normally, at least from my experience. I wouldn't say all of them are, but I have to say that a majority of the ones I've encountered do tend to excel when it comes to English. I don't know about other subjects, but yeah. So, just hearing about that, I'm just like, even though if he is going to a private school, which is the reason why his English ability is so well, I guess, telling your kid that you're not good enough, or saying that you're behind, you're not doing as good as your classmates, or you're not doing as good as your friends, what do you expect your kid to do? They hear it, and they might feel sad or depressed. Am I not good enough? Or maybe it will stir up their desire to study harder. I mean, I guess that's what the parents hope for. But it can go backwards and backfire and be like, since whatever I'm doing is not good enough for you, I might as well don't not try anymore. But yeah, so it makes me wonder if I want to eventually let Mr. Chubby study and grow up in such an environment. Of course, even if we do continue to live in Korea, it doesn't mean he will have to go to academy and stuff like that. And it also doesn't mean that he'll do well or be happy growing up in New York. But recently I have been thinking maybe I should send him to New York in the future for schooling. In the far future. I mean, he's only turned 1 last month. So, but yeah, interesting stories about Korean parents and their kids. And with the ending of that story, I am done with this crude hand job of stitching Mr. Chubby's name tag. It's not a perfect job. I mean, I would love to do better, but I've never actually even learned how to do stuff like this. I'm just doing this on the fly. And yeah, not bad, I guess. Though there's a loose thread here too. Well, anyways, that's it for tonight's random talking. Decided to pop on the camera and talk about stuff as I was doing this. And since I'm done, that's it for tonight.